how can this series already be this good on chapter 4? Seriously, how can this series be this good? How can this manga be this fucking good on chapter 4? Does it really retain the badass and epicness of this series? I mean, I'm on chapter 4, and I am stunned by the fucking, just art alone. The art alone is just ridiculous. Half this entire volume, volume 2 of Berserk, chapter 4, is half of this freaking novel right here. It's half of it. Let's see. Yeah, the freaking thing right here, like the chapter 4 ends right there, like halfway through the freaking volume. That's like over 100 pages worth of content, and scrolling through this, the artwork is fucking ridiculous. Like, okay, look at this. I want to find a specific page like that. Look at that. That is fucking ridiculous. That is ridiculous. I mean, the artwork is absolutely ridiculous on this. I mean, it is crazy. This chapter, this freaking chapter is ridiculous. That is all I can say. Because chapter 4, man, really dark stuff. Really fucking dark stuff. It was a really good chapter. Like, here, let me find the specific page that really was dark. Like, I want you all to see that. Like that. Look at that shit. Oh, that's nasty. That's fucking nasty. Look at that. It's just, this is some really dark shit. It is a really, really good manga. Oh my god. Okay, so before I get into the review, continue, fangasming about this chapter, I want to talk about a couple of things. So, supposedly, from what I heard from a bunch of Chibits in my past 3 chapter reviews I've done on Berserk, supposedly the mistranslations I read said that, for instance, Guts was like the God Hand, and that's what it said in my translations, and actually Guts was asking that question to that demon serpent he, cut in half and destroyed at the first chapter. Guts was asking that question to that demon, who are the 5 God Hands, where are they, and so forth. So, pretty much, now it is revealed that Guts technically isn't the God Hand. That's exactly what it is. He's just hunting him down, so that is the goal at the moment that I really currently know of. So, besides that, now that that's thrown off the table, Guts is not a God Hand, but he's hunting him down, the big question now that is brought up is, what the fuck is Guts? Okay, now, I've seen a couple comments, skimming through comments, trying to stay away from spoilers and stuff. Supposedly, I've been told he's a human. You're not gonna tell me a man in this fucking chat. No, I will point it out. I will point it out specifically in this. You're not gonna tell me this man is a fucking human when he can break a wall down like that with his bare fist. That ain't his robotic hand. His robotic hand is, off. He has his robotic hand off. He's punching that wall like a hole in the fucking wall. You're not telling me that dude is human, okay? Supposedly, from what I have seen, demons are strong, humans are weak. That's exactly what I'm seeing here. And so I highly doubt Guts is that strong. Unless he has some form of demon powers. Because he has this symbol that detects demons. It detects demons. It detected when Zone Dark was turned into a demon. He detected it because his, Mark started bleeding in this chapter. And so, clearly, he has some form of supernatural powers. It was gifted to him or something. Or maybe it's his vengeance leading him to this level of strength. I don't know. From this chapter, it pretty much kind of confirms my theories I made about Guts in chapter 2. How I said most likely he had some form of tragedy because of that girl that he let stab him. For instance, in this, he takes pity upon this Vargas. I think that's his name, Vargas. Let me make sure his name is Vargas. That'd be fucked up if I messed up his name. Yeah, Vargas. Okay. Vargas, pretty much, it would be, he showed compassion, okay, to Vargas in this chapter. He completely showed compassion, like he cared about his entire circumstances. You called him trash or disgusting and stuff like that, but deep in his heart that he's hiding, Guts seems to really care. He's in that exact same position as these people he's called trash. He's in that exact same position, but he's strong enough to continue on. For instance, at the end of this chapter, he says he doesn't need the spirits or carcasses' vengeance. He doesn't need that. He has his own strength, his own vengeance, his own will, his own ambition. The biggest thing with this chapter I noticed was ambition and self-destruction. If you have too much ambition, you will cause your own self-destruction. And so, the big thing that pulls up here with this chapter is is that it must have something to do with Guts' character. He completely was talking about himself in this chapter when he was making fun of Vargas in this. For instance, he stated that if you have too much ambition, you'll have self-destruction, you shouldn't be that weak, or so forth, supposedly. So, it makes me believe that Guts has this ambition of vengeance to redeem himself, because you could clearly see he's been in these entire instances where, like, you know, how Vargas gets his head fucking cut off. He's like, do it, Black Swordsman! Take this dude's head, take the Count's head, and throw him up in front, put his head up in front of everybody and all that. And so it clearly shows you that Guts has been in this situation before, most likely in the terms of when he lost his arm, because he looks at Vargas in this chapter and, you know, looks at his wounds, for instance, how he's been scarred, how his legs got removed and stuff like that. That was fucking horrific, by the way. But you see how he looks at his arm like he's sad, like it's an old battle wound, and that's the big thing that pops up with this chapter, which I've been neglecting to talk about. So, from these 4 chapters I have seen of Guts, he's a fucking monster. He's a freaking monster. He's destroying demons. These demons, these dukes, these counts, he's destroying these demons. He destroyed the entire skeleton army solo for the entire night. And supposedly he lost an arm. Who the fuck took his arm? Who took his arm? Who is strong enough to take his arm? What, like, I'm guessing he must have gotten his power, or this strength he has, his ambition, after he lost his arm. I'm guessing he lost his arm in some form of tragedy when he tried to save someone. I don't know. These are me throwing out theories, but it is really obvious that something really bad happened in the past for him to develop a personality like this. He's covering up his real personality, and it makes me kind of look at him as like a tsundere, but I know for a fact he's not. I guess he has a more complex character, as I can see from this chapter and this series so far from 4 chapters. Now, I'm gonna have to compliment the freaking horrific gory scenes. Like, oh my god, like, let me see if I can find it in here. It is a really, really despicable and just disgusting scene. Let me see, where is it? Where the fuck is it? Okay, he's attacking. I want to see the past. You're gonna show me the past? No. Okay, oh, that, like that, look at that. Look at that shit right there. Look at that nasty shit. That is nasty. That is like a slug worm piccolo monster. I don't know what the fuck that is. It's disgusting. Okay, trying to find that one page. I want to show it. Because, there it is, right there. Look at that. Look at that shit right there, how he's like, that the Count is gobbling up his family, like his wife and 2 sons. Oh my god, that is horrific. That is terrible. I mean, he's devouring them. Oof. He looks like a giant frog monster or something. That's exactly what he reminds me of, or slug. Now, in this panel right here, that was definitely one of the best, I think, gruesome scenes I've seen so far, because, I mean, look at this, okay? You see his legs gone, he's tied up, you see his, like, face scarred open, and then if you look over here in the table, you'll see, like, his family and children on the table as the Count's about to eat them. So, it is a really grotesque beginning of Chapter 4. It is a really interesting thing, and I'm not even to the beginning part of what I want to talk about in this. Okay, so the Behelit, that was revealed at the end of last chapter, Chapter 3, that, like, egg-shaped human face thing, it's alive. It's a living demon, supposedly, in this chapter that Guts announces, and from what we find out of it, it can open up a portal of some sort, or a key to another dimension or world to get to the God Hand, or it calls God Hands to that specific location, and so the Count activated this egg-shaped Behelit somehow in the past and got turned into a demon. I don't know if it's because he was in the presence of this Behelit for so long that it corrupted his mind or body, or it was because of he managed to find out a way to activate it. I don't know. Or he had some form of evil into his heart that turned him into a demon. Whatever it is, it seems like this Behelit's going to have a major importance to the overall story. Now, before I end this review, I do want to talk about one quick thing that a lot of Chibits have mentioned. Supposedly, from what I found out, is that I should be skipping these, like, first 9 or 10 chapters. I should skip them because I will ruin something that will happen later on in the Golden Age arc. Supposedly, from what I'm being told by a bunch of Chibits. Now, I don't know exactly why I'm being told to skip the beginning chapters. Supposedly, from what they're telling me, is it'll, you know, ruin the overall impact of certain specific scenes. I don't know what it is, but I mean, if the mangaka is going to put these chapters in, if they're going to actually put the first 9 chapters in, they had a reason to do that. But the other argument I heard from another couple Chibits told me that supposedly the mangaka of this, what's the manga? Let's see, Kentaro pretty much he didn't really know what he wanted to take the story at. Like, he didn't know what direction he wanted to take the story, and so, like, the first 9 or 10 chapters, he was just fooling around with the characters and stuff and didn't know what to do with. So, I don't know. I want to leave that up to the major readers of Berserk, because I do want to read every chapter. I don't want to skip over chapters and content, because I bought this fucking volume to actually read it. So, tell me your thoughts, honestly, about all that, and tell me your thoughts about this chapter. Also, a couple of people are asking me, like, Chibi, how are you managing to, you know, go 1 chapter a day? Let me explain to you, okay? Notice this shirt? You're probably seeing this shirt right now the next day. Like, today is Wednesday when I'm recording this. You're probably going to be seeing this video on Thursday. Just because only 1 review comes out a day doesn't mean I'm not making multiple reviews in 1 day. Remember that. So, anyways, you all have a wonderful day or not, wherever you live. Please be safe, and Chibi out.